Hello, welcome to TPK Roleplay. I am Harrison, and this is Fragments, a Demiplanes of Dread campaign. Tonight, we will be going through another session of our campaign. What we'll do is we'll go around, we'll say who we are, who we're playing tonight, and also tell us who the first person your character killed was that you're happy sharing with us. And we will go in overlay order, so we'll start with Jacques.
My name is Jack. I'm playing Vanessa Lucidia, and she hasn't killed anybody.
Okay, she is yet to take a life.
Yeah, she hasn't taken anyone's life.
Okay. Next is Luca.
Hi, I'm Lukelock, and Whisper's first kill was actually a member of her clan that she was trying to save medically.
Cool, thank you very much. And then on to Mad.
I am Mad. I am playing Hazim. I don't know if he's outright intentionally killed somebody, but for a time he was a bodyguard for some nobility in Kalamshan, and this family had children, and there was an attack on the household, and he had to defend the children. And so some of the assailants were grievously wounded, but no lives intentionally taken.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, last week we picked up in the Owlbear Cave, where you'd been wrecked the week before, Whisper. But on your way out, you found a shaft that you somehow missed the previous week, and found that it led down into a lower level of cave, during which you found some unusual things. Who would like to tell us what we found down in those caves for one inspiration?
Spiders.
Crystal glass golem. We found a cigarette stump.
Isaac Asimov's memoir.
A map of. I don't think we revealed it on stream.
No, we're going to go through all those items now.
Yeah, but we found a map and some other journals and some scrolls.
We found the giant spider had zombies in the cocoons. Now, whether they were people that had died in the cocoons or whether it was spiders that ate zombies, I don't know.
There's also locked up food that was fresh versus unlocked up food that was spoiled.
And I found a new outfit.
Did from the
Which is really important.
Fashion cells.
Right.
You got your bloodborne skin.
I did.
Yeah, clearly some hideout that was made by some sort of wizard, I guess, because there was enchanted lights, enchanted flames that lit the area. I can't say right. You found some little magic items and bits in the treasure chest. You found the magic tube.
Yeah, you found a scroll tube that the tube itself was magic. You made an assumption at first, but it was what was inside it. But it was a case of no, it was the tube itself.
Not been identified yet, was it?
It's not been identified yet, except by you from a previous life.
No, by me. That's what I said. As soon as you said it was
you
a magic
did.
tube, I just went.
You did.
Nice.
Okay, anything else that anybody wants to add before I take us live?
Wait, we're not live?
Cool. Well, yeah, we are, but into the actual scene. Into the
Any
scene
inspiration
itself.
for any of that?
No,
Yeah, we all
it's
get inspiration
It's
from that, right?
rubbish. It was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
No. You have one between you. Decide who gets it.
No, we all get it.
Has everybody who's not got an inspiration?
I don't have an inspiration.
You do now.
Yeah.
Are we all having an inspiration on that one day?
Yeah, go on.
Wow, what a guy. I feel like I've not done a recap for a few weeks. Right, then, I'm good.
There we go. So, you are in the beyond that spider cavern where you were attacked by some smaller spiders, and then an enormous sword spider. You found a vault door, which was opened by a lever. And beyond that, you seem to have found yourself in some sort of living quarters. And that's where you now find yourself.
No other way out of here, right?
Not but you found.
Well, how can we secure this? The lever is on the complete opposite side of this chamber. But I feel like if we're going to get out of here, we need to rest.
There is food and drink and security with the door. Providing we don't get any unexpected guests returning, which could be the case if they are not here.
DM, does the door that opens the lever look like it could be closed on the side, or?
It looks like it could be pulled. It could be pulled shut. Yeah, you can't see how it would lock from this side. But yeah, you could pull it too.
Just wave my hand, flick my wrist rather, and then my shadow hand just pulls the door shut.
It does not.
Oh, okay. So it's too heavy.
It is a large, heavy, it was near like a bank vault. What we'd know to be like a bank vault door.
Well, if I would know that then, and so I would
Yeah.
Okay. Come on.
So is it just that the mage hand can't do it, or
The mage hand does like a what, 10
Yeah,
pound
10 pounds.
limit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go over and I'll start trying to close it.
Yeah. It begins to move.
Do we want to try and rest in shifts?
How long are we resting here? Are you looking to sleep here for the night?
Whisper, how long do you need?
If you're looking at me like I'm still a little damp, I'm bloody, I'm covered in all sorts of crap, like my eyes are like half open. I have gone down a couple times. I'm out of spell slots and have been for like 3 sessions. Like, Whisper is tired.
Sure.
Yeah, Vanessa asks.
She's definitely like swaying on her feet.
I mean, other than the spider, we seem to have killed everything on the way in here. The way back, I would presume to be considerably more simple.
I am worried that we will not survive any surprises.
I think that's fair.
I am tired, possibly too tired to run as well as I need to.
We stay the night then.
Very well. It is warm enough, there's food. We can stay.
Was there also wine?
There was ale.
Ale.
I don't think have we found any around here, or was it at that storage on the other side of the spider pit?
The other side of the spider pit contained nothing but clothing.
No. I mean, like back the way we came, where we found like the rice and ale. because we found like 3 barrels of ale, didn't we? Or
Yes.
a barrel of it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, have we found any alcohol around here?
No.
So, then yeah. Nothing to drink here.
I will take last watch. And I'm gonna just wander over to this bedroll and just kind of curl up on it.
I will head into the pantry, grab whatever looks good, some bread, some root vegetables, whatever.
As you do lie down on that sleeping bag, Whisper, just to let you know, it smells faintly of the same thing that you inspected that Hazim found on the floor, or which one you found it. It was Vanessa, wasn't it? Sorry, the white crumpled.
Player knowledge, the cigarette.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Hazim was grabbing whatever food looked good.
Yeah, and I'm just going to sit on the step, looking at the door, back to the wall.
Make me a perception check, please, Hazim. Just as you're going through this pantry, collecting things. Yeah, the food is all very fresh looking. Smells, everything feels good, fresh. The bread, not warm, but feels like it was baked about an hour ago.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'll, as I see Whispers lying down, did Vanessa go in here as well? In this room? Where
Yeah,
Whispers-
so
Yeah, okay.
when Whisper laid down, Vanessa has taken the time to park herself up at the desk, taking a seat, and it's just kind of, she's got her magnifying glass out to start identifying stuff, but she's also just flipping through the weird tomes that she's found in the map as well.
Okay.
She's got everything sort of laid out in front of her.
So what I'll do is I'll wrap up what Hazim was leading to there, and then we will
go
go
for it.
through the goodies from last time. So yeah, so Hazim was checking on Vanessa. Was there something else he was doing with the food?
Yeah, no, I'm just parking up here. I figure I can see the door, I can see into the room, so this is my...
There's another chair? Oh, sorry. Yeah. I was like, there's another chair, but I realise what you mean now. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, Vanessa, you have quite the collection of books and tomes that you have found here. The books that we have are a book called The Joy of Extra-Dimensional Spaces. This book is a study on extra-dimensional spaces, similar to those created by the Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion spell. This information alone would make it worthy of note, but Fistandia's additions in the margins are even more interesting. In arcane shorthand, she details how she created a permanent Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion spell.
And I've heard the name Fistandia before.
Yes. Yeah, you would know it is a well-known mage, not on archmage levels, but like a sort of C-list celebrity.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Next is a slightly older book called To Zensworth. I will share it, but I won't read all of this one out. It is a history of the Zentarium, who are sort of evil, nefarious spellcasters who are looking the magical Team Rocket of Faerun. And this is just a study on their organisation. Skimming through it, you'd pick up that quite a lot of it is very much the author's opinion, as opposed to, demonstrated fact.
And is this the same Zentarum who have been in Waterdeep?
Yes. Yeah. We have another book. A thick, very old tome, extremely old. I imagine you'd be used to looking at sort of older tomes, called the Zombificus Omnibus Unabridged. And you'd see that it involves the creation of and theories surrounding how to cure or destroy the undead plague. You would notice there are a significant amount of margin notes. The following exist as margin notes in the book. Relevance of archaic worship of Amornator, origin of undead plague, any link to a modern cure to be worried of, historical document or historical fiction, and then a final note is scribbled in the margin of the last page. Interrogate Monk of Ogma in Waterdeep about further information. He should be able to provide more information on reversing zombie disease, possibly involving Altar of Amornator, known in Falkovnia. The next book I described to you last time was a very different looking tome. Does not seem to be bound in the same way as the others. It's very, very thin, bound almost like paper. Yeah, there we go. Hazim's been waiting for this one. Very thinly bound. A picture actually printed on the front of a man with eyeglasses. And this book is called I, Asimov, a Memoir. And flicking through it, you see it's an autobiographical tome, but it's extremely difficult to understand. Not in terms of like being in another language. It's written in common, but there are just so many terminologies and phrases that are entirely alien to you. It make no sense at all. But you can piece together it is a study of the life of this Asimov person.
Yeah, she'll take a special interest in the last two tomes specifically. Yeah. Looking at this one, she flips through it. It's thinner and smaller than the others, and she'll look down at maybe not Azim, because where is he at? He's
sat keeping watching like the whole like the crossroads of this.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Then she'll look over just to see if Azim's there and notice that he's not, and then look down at Whisper, who I assume is sleeping, and then just pocket the book into her satchel.
You have another book. There is a notebook, which I mentioned last time. I didn't show you this. A thin notebook filled with notes and doodles. Although clearly lucid, the vast majority of it is useless without context. The following snippets dotted throughout the book stand out. And it's a list of bullet points. Better to evade than to confront or redeem draws their attention. Next one. Sometimes multiple within a domain. The next one. Not always a talisman. Possible to get stuck. Always keep anchor in case of emergency. Next one. Some bleed. Next one. Tatiana. Next one. Avernus as an alternative? Question mark. And then the next one. Agreement to use and preserve chalkboard.
Interesting. She'll have some things to say when everyone's up.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, she'll take that as well.
To my knowledge, the other thing is you have... is that just Hazim leaving?
I am going to do something in. Finish off what you're doing, but I am looking outside.
Okay. You have... Did you say you're doing Detect Magic or Identify before? Because you have 2 spell scrolls you have not identified, and you have the magic scroll case with something inside it.
Yeah, I've got my magnifying glass, and I'm going to identify. I'm first going to identify the scroll case itself, because that seems to be the most peculiar one.
Okay. You take the 10 minutes. Sorry, is it 10 minutes for you? I'm so used to saying you take the 10 minutes. That was only because Poe had it as ritual caster, wasn't it, Alex?
Let me just double check.
I think it is instant for you, perhaps, Jack.
Yeah, I think it is. I cast the identify spell from it.
Cool. So yes, you know that the tube itself is a trick tube. It is a magical tube, normally found in a pair. When a small item is placed inside, it is transported immediately to the other one, regardless of where it is. And it is instantaneous.
So, if I'm understanding that correctly, I can put something in, and it goes somewhere.
You don't know where it's
else.
going, though. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But does it work the other way? Then can I pull something out? Like, I guess I'll test it.
No, something can be sent back to you if someone on the other end puts something in.
Like the tube.
Yeah.
Just give that to a beaver dam. Okay, yeah, and then I'll peruse the scrolls that I found.
Okay. Remember, you would have felt from the weight of it carrying it around and moving it that there was something inside the tube as well already.
Oh, well, that's what I meant. Yeah. Like,
okay.
I can open it.
Yeah. You open it and a scroll comes out, tightly wound, with a wax seal on. No sigil on it, just shut with a blob of wax.
Is the seal itself magical at all?
No, it's just been held shut with a blob of wax with scroll.
Okay, and I'll crack it open.
Okay. By the way, sorry, this is what the scroll looks like. That should pop up now. The scroll itself, when you open it, appears to be a letter. And it reads as follows. Strahd, I hope you're doing well and keeping your spirits up. I'm not sure how long this will take to get to you, or if you're even still in Falkovnia. Or in fact, would you rather read this out, Vanessa?
I would like to, yes.
Yeah, I will share it with you then for now.
Yes, me and me alone.
That should have popped up for you.
It has. And yeah, I'll read it, but then I'll also just go over the other two scrolls and then
you would identify the two scrolls as being spell scrolls. One is for the cantrip Spare the Dying. The other is for the first level spell Chromatic Orb.
Would I know that Spare the Dying is traditionally meant for, like, clerics? Or...
You would, but you would also know that I allow spellcasters to just use scrolls as a one-off.
Cool. Get it. Yeah. Once she identifies the rest of that, she'll just pull out that big map, spread it out across the table, and just sort of examine it for a bit until...
Yeah. You see a map of an unfamiliar region. It's a crudely hand-drawn map. From the legend in the corner, you see that it is a place called Barovia. Barovia.
Wait, what was that again?
Could you spell that again?
Yeah, could you run that back? And you said that... Actually, yeah, deal with Hazim. I've got something I gotta think about right now.
But while you're thinking on that, should we go into what Hazim wanted to do?
It's literally what he just said. Are you not listening to us?
How did it go? I thought you said...
Jack just said, go back to Hazim while I do this for a minute.
I said I need to think for a minute. Okay, cool. Yeah, Hazim.
Okay, so, just to clarify, I think that thing ran off down there because it had been quite injured. And there is no webbing around because Luke has burned it all away, yeah?
Correct.
The bodies of the spiders, was there one there, one on this ledge, and one down there?
The bodies of the small spiders that were left?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Luca also specified that she went and torched them as well.
Or did she torch the bodies of the ones that she killed?
I think she torched
everything eggs and webs.
I think she torched everything.
I took the flame to everything.
But, I mean, there are still
because
recognizable...
there's so many eggs and everything.
There's still a couple of recognisable spider bodies there. Just they're very, very burned. If you wanted to get hold of one, you absolutely can.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's what I want to do. So I'm imagining... I think I killed one while it was still on that ledge. I don't think it had come down. So I was like...
Yeah, I feel like you're right.
Okay. So I've got my glaive out, so I'm gonna be cautious at least. Like I'm gonna take a look over here, see if I hear or see anything before I be too daring.
Yeah, you peer down as far as your vision goes, and you take your time looking up the rockwork. I imagine there's spiders out in the desert, giant spiders. You'd be familiar with how they try and press on themselves, how they can get themselves surprisingly into like crevices. So you sort of know what to look for. You're confident you can't see any sign of this spider. It's certainly not in the range of your vision, it would seem.
Okay.
But you didn't look up, Hazim. And then...
I would have, though.
I am going to go over to this spider and kind of like glaive, cut like through the kind of like charred bits of its abdomen so that like bits of its guts sluice out a little bit. And then I'm going to start filling through its entrails and trying to get a bit of a reading. And so I'm going to use my Guided by Blood. Once per day, resetting at dawn, you're able to divine through the entrails of a fresh kill and receive an omen about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take. The DM chooses from the following possible omens in relation as to whether it is acting towards your destiny. So then you get to choose of the 4 things. So what I'm trying to gauge is whether the person in this place where we are is going to be of great importance to us and I guess and or my destiny. Yeah, or whether
make the roll.
So bear with me 1 second. Wisdom, shameful. So wisdom. I think I've got it as a wisdom, but I think it's just supposed to be an ability check, right? So
Yeah, I thought last time you had like DC 15 wisdom ability. I think you'd done.
This is DC 12 wisdom saving.
12.
Wisdom ability. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no.
It was really frustrating for you last time with the bird, as it was kind of your first time demonstrating it to everybody, I believe, and it just all went wrong. Everything feels perfect. Like, even though it's been burnt a little bit, the entrails come out in exactly the way you want. The surface is right for smoothing them out. You find yourself a little bit frustrated that there's like no... If it could be like as easy as this when you were showing someone how to do it, you'd look really impressive. It's a bit annoying that there's no audience. You managed to do it perfectly, and you get you quickly divine a very, very confident wheel that yes, the person will be of importance to your destiny.
Okay. Then yeah, kind of like pause for a minute, kind of like looking at it. And then, yeah, I'm gonna head back up. Another little glance down there, kind of look around.
Still nothing.
And then,
It's like those videos of a cat freezing when you look, the spiders are way up, just stopped.
There's like water and stuff over here, right? I'm gonna go and rinse. I'm gonna kind of like rock the barrel a bit so the water splashes onto me, so I'm not just putting
I thought you were going to say
bloody hands into the drinking water. I'm just kind of like rock it a little bit and kind of like so it splooshes onto my hands and just put a little wash off.
Okay.
And I'm presuming Vanessa's supposed to be there at the desk, right? She's sat looking at the desk. Okay.
Yeah. And if you come back in and see her, you see that her attention is clearly fully invested in the materials that she has in front of her. And she's actually got her own journal. She's taken one of the, I assume there's like a quill or something like that.
Yeah.
Or a pen on the desk, and she's been writing in her journal.
And Yeah, I guess this has all been like kind of like 15, 20 minutes. Her doing her stuff, me going through my readings. And you found anything interesting?
Sorry, yes. What were you doing?
I was doing some reading of my own. I went back out, looking through the entrails, one of the creatures. Good fortunes, good omens this way. I believe we are meant to find this person. I believe that they will help us.
Well, if that's what your guts tell you, then I am hopeful.
What have you found? Anything of interest?
Several things. I'm just trying to piece them all together. Have you ever heard of a place called Barovia?
I'm going to imagine not the
No.
not even worth the roll.
No.
Not familiar. I am well traveled.
I'm well read, and I've never heard of this place myself.
But until we arrived here, I had never heard of Falkovia either. So they sound similar enough that they are perhaps linked in some way.
Well, this notebook, it mentions domain and these other documents, and she's pulled out the moldy tome that she found in the watchtower. This one also points out something about the talisman.
Has Vanessa got like pretty much all the books open and kind of like looking through stuff, comparing?
All of them except for the letter that was, or the sealed scroll. That one's still kind of coiled up.
Before Vanessa goes into it, just kind of like glancing over them, does it look like the notebook and the moldy notebook that we got from the temple is like the same penmanship? Is that written by the same person?
Is which two the same?
Is the notebook from this area and the moldy tome that I found in the watchtower, are they the same penmanship?
And then there's also the one that's got all the notes written in the side in the margins as well.
But when you say the moldy tome, you mean in like the overgrown guardhouse?
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
I was calling it the watchtower.
The one, yeah, okay. So that one has the same handwriting as, yes, the thin notebook here.
Okay, so
yeah.
Strahd, whoever Strahd is potentially. Strahd wrote the moldy notebook, right? Or did it mention Strahd? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Strahd wrote that, and then Strahd then, I guess,
done this notebook as well. Okay, cool. Yeah. Then I kind of like move the two of them together. Looks like they were written by the same person.
I think you're right. And he's made mentions of talismans twice. There's some emphasis here on a woman named Tatiana. Not familiar. I have heard of Avernus, though. It's one of the layers of hell. Well, one of the 9 hells, rather. DM. The thing that the giant warning that I saw in that, I guess, laboratory in the temple with the Ember Golems, was that a chalkboard?
Yes.
She traces her finger down for Hazim to see towards that last passage. He also makes mention of the chalkboard. Now, we saw a chalkboard back in that temple, that laboratory. There was a warning on it, though. I'm not sure what other significance it had, but it's apparently important enough to be preserved. I didn't get any sense of any magical properties off of it, but something here there's part of the language. There's a web here that is forming, and we just need to figure out how to connect it.
Where? Sorry, I've not got all the books open now. Can you open them again?
You should have them all in your items tab.
Yeah, it's under Falcove. Yeah,
you should all be observer on the item now.
Cool.
I've learned my lessons since Curse of Strahd. Also, while you're looking for that, I didn't notice that we had a $5 cheer, which is a boon.
Ooh.
So I've rolled a D3.
Oh god, I was over here panicking while you were rolling dice.
Which is which is mad. So I'm going to roll a Fragments boom. Jesus Christ. Hazim, you feel cold. Your skin grows completely numb for a short period, and after a moment's inspection, has grown tougher. Your AC is raised by 3 for 3
Nice!
for 3 hours.
Not soon. I'm gonna go fight.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
we
go
don't
jump
rest.
down the pit and try and spider.
Yeah, so thank you for that call, Robbie. You currently have a higher AC by 3, Hazim.
I fight.
Everyone. Did you increase it already on your?
No.
No, God, that's 22 then. Jesus.
Yeah. So kind of looking through, I finger to where it says not always a talisman, and I say in the other book it said about the talisman not being here to get out of the outer ring.
There's something else. And when she says that, she puts her hand on the scroll that's been opened up but is still coiled up, and she puts it close to on top of the map of Barovia, but she doesn't open it. I wonder if it's not better to have Whisper awake when we talk about this. But there's... Our suspicions of Drakov are, I think, founded. This Strahd person has an ally. Someone who seems to be going through a similar mess of trying to find their footing amongst whatever this outer ring, these planes are, whatever it is. But this makes mention of talismans as well as Barovia. And it also mentions Drakov by name.
If you're trying to logistically read it out without having to repeat it, I'm happy having Whisper wake for a moment to hear the letter and go back to sleep without her resting and being interrupted. If that's easier for the 3 of you.
Oh, okay. All right, yeah.
If you're happy to do that, Whisper.
But it's up to Whisper.
Yeah, I'll wait for a second and just be like,
What?
Just hair all to one side.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, half shifted, so like one bunny ear out. Oh, I see that you're awake now. I'm sorry, we didn't mean to interrupt you, wake you.
What is it? Is there danger?
Not yet. She looks at Hazim, trying like for confirmation.
I mean, we might as well discuss it.
Well, so amongst the items that I found, there was this letter from someone that the Strahd person that we found the notebook back in the guardhouse, and we found another notebook of his here, but I'll just read it. Strahd, I hope you're doing well and keeping your spirits up. I'm not sure how long this will take to get to you, or if you're even still in Valkovnia. After we were forced to split up, I ended up managing to get the jump on a couple of priests in the temple. That got me away, but not to anywhere useful. One went home, the other to a disappointing carnival that was also on the outer ring. As luck would have it, though, I did manage to identify a talisman here, though. A straw doll, but the magic was unmistakable. And won it through a stall game, would you believe? We'll see where that takes me. Have you managed to get close to Drakov yet? Whatever form it takes, she'll be keeping it close, even if she isn't aware of it. It's how they make it. Just trust that I've been doing this longer than you, and I know better, regardless of how much you like to run your mouth. Expect the priests are also after this talisman. You are instructed to kill anyone you suspect to be a priest. We absolutely must make sure that they are not allowed to possess talismans. It is critical that we make it to Barovia before them. If I cannot find a way to Falkovia, I will wait for you at my next stop and see if you reach me. I will send an updated message when I know where that is. Have you found Falkovia's tether? Remember, there is power in a triad. Until then, do not try to get yourself killed. Azalin. P.S. How's the ale there? It's nothing but wine here. Just my luck. And she scrolls up. She wraps up the scroll and puts it back, not into the scroll too, because she knows that now that it's a two. Yeah. Oh God.
It wasn't signed off by anybody.
Fucking return to sender.
Yeah.
Nope.
But she will wrap it up and put it into her satchel.
So nobody signed off who it was from or anything.
It's from Azalin.
It's from Azalin.
Azalin. I was writing notes and I missed some of it. From Azalin. Okay, cool. So
That's now in your journal for some reason. That's not in your items, in your journals.
So I don't know. I look at the tube. I mean, you mentioned before that the tube was magical. So did you find out what the tube was?
It's called a trick tube. Essentially, things can be transported through it. There's another anchor, another tube somewhere, presumably, and you write something and you put it in the tube and it goes to that place, and the person who, I guess, receives it can send it back. I'm tempted, curious as I am, to send a letter of our own to this Azalin to see if we can maybe get any more information.
I mean, we must presume that this tube at one time belonged to this Strahd. And as you say, the other side is owned by Azalin. If this is where you found the scroll, if it was in here.
Yes, but he's not here. He's apparently been traveling. So either he had to leave here in a hurry.
At this point, you guys are gonna hear just a little soft snore from Whisper as she is totally passed out again while you were talking.
Boring!
Now they're talking again. Yeah, when she hears that little snoring and looks over and sees her feet kind of kicking.
Thumper.
Yeah.
Do we think this Strahd from the previous book, I do not remember everything about it, but he was working with or part of Drakov's people. He got close to them.
Yes.
And so the uniform that we found sounds like he had managed to get himself high up in rank enough. Do we presume that this is where this Strahd was hiding out?
I think it's safe to assume that. But I wonder, if he was able to get that close, why didn't he just stay in there? Why didn't he just stay in Mefensi? Why did he have this safe house? And why did he, if he had, proper uniform, why did he keep it here? And why was it over in the chest somewhere far from here? I'm still not sure about anything right now, but there's something about this letter that I feel is most concerning. It makes mention of the power of a triad.
I mean, there could be many things coming through. Those that we met in the tavern were 3. You, myself, and the Whisper. We are a 3.
Well, that's what I mean. I mean, you believe in fate to some degree. Destiny.
Of course. I do believe that I have been looking for my great destiny for some time, so As confident as I am in many things, do I believe that this message was talking about me? I do. I believe I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am where fate has brought me to, and where it continues to guide me.
Well, I, for one, prefer to be in control of my own destiny. So, the more we the more we uncover about this, the better chance we have of getting out. And if I'm reading all of this right, some kind of talisman, maybe the answer to that. Maybe perhaps in this letter that we write to Aslan, we can ask for some kind of guidance on getting out of here. I don't want to write it yet, though, so we need to find out more. I think we need to at least get closer to Strahd before we read.
How is your penmanship?
If you're asking if I can forge, can I do it?
I know I personally am proficient with calligrapher's supplies.
Do any of you have a?
There is a forger's kit, but I think
There
that's
is
more
a
like,
forger's
but I think that's more
kit.
like making fake seals and stuff. I think if you can draw, if you can write, you can write. It doesn't suddenly make you be able to write to copy somebody's stuff any better, right?
Yeah, it has like just all different. I know exactly how a forgery kit works because I placed one on this table. So there's actually if you didn't have a forgery kit, on the desk was the scroll tube, the sealed scroll within it, the hand draw map, a set of calligrapher's supplies, and a forgery kit. Yeah, so a forgery kit is just described as having various different types of pen, parchment, pen, ink, paper, ink, seals and seal and wax, gold and silver leaf, and other supplies necessary to create convincing forgeries of physical documents.
Yeah.
But if you're just looking to copy handwriting, I would say proficiency. Yeah, I don't know what check I would say. Yeah, but with calligraphy tools, yeah.
Okay. Well, I am quite skilled. I mean, if I see all these things here, I will kind of like pull a piece of paper to one side and just dot a quill into a pen and just like almost effortlessly start trying to copy the same handwriting that we've seen this Strahd person write. And I guess it looks like a match well enough until it's put under scrutiny, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you say you are writing a reply now? Did you say? Or
I'm not writing one now. I'm just giving an example that I can kind of like copy the script quite well.
He is turning it upside down.
If we need
Are you guys? Can I ask across the table? Are you guys resting at all? I thought we were going to do this in shifts.
That's what I was about to actually say. As I was going to get to.
Okay.
That.
This is low tax stuff, right? I'm on watch, so
Yeah.
I'm not doing much.
Yeah. Well, Vanessa looks back at Whisper again. As fascinating as all of this is, it's keeping my brain up, but my body does need to rest. So, and she starts to pack everything away back into her satchel. If you don't mind, just taking watch. I'm going to.
I mean, mechanics-wise, DM, how long has it taken us to get here? Because we rose early in the morning and then came here first thing. So, can we even take an 8-hour rest?
You hiked up for about an hour and a half into the cave. Did you take a short rest in the? I feel like Whisper sat down.
Whisper did her 10-minute ritual thing.
Yeah,
that was it. Yeah. So you explored through there. I would say
like 3-4 hours max.
Yeah, it's kind of like you feel like it's probably about midday.
Okay. I mean, well, I'll still take a short
That's
rest.
so sad. considering what rough shape I am.
This is nothing, man. Selenka was murder. Like, he never got to rest. Like, oh my god. Yeah. So this is what I was kind of getting at before. Like, I don't think we can necessarily try and sleep here. We'd have to like stay here all day and then sleep again. Like mechanically, you can get some sleep in short rest to get your hit points back to heal up. But
well, for our peace sake, I'm fine just letting her sleep for right now.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, if we're just doing like I'm doing a cat nap, and God, do I wish I had that spell. But for like 30 minutes or something, and I'll just do hit points. Okay.
I mean,
What was that?
at this point, anything counts.
It'll use up my
first aid.
hit point, whatever, for the first aid.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I'm gonna use it. So don't anyone try and die.
You're the only one that can heal yourself, man. So you need to heal yourself first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no spells left. I can spare the dying at this point, and that's it.
Spare
Okay.
yourself.
Vanessa will. I should take a bit of rest myself, I think.
Let's all take an hour, so that at least I've got 2 hours of my awesome skin.
Yeah. That sounds agreeable.
Yeah, I've not mentioned, because obviously if my skin feels hardened, it's under my armor, so I can feel it, but I'm kind of like just feeling a little bit chilly at the moment. I've not really kind of like examined it or anything.
Yeah.
While you rest, I'll keep an eye on the door. And
Scene.
I stop in the door and turn back. What?
I don't know what made me think of this. Maybe it's just seeing the bodies out there in that pit and those webs. Do you remember when we were in the woods fighting more of those things, trying to get back to the fort?
What of it?
You saw or heard something. What was it?
I don't know what you mean.
Is that a lie? Do you need to do?
Yeah, that's a lie.
What? When we heard what?
Out of character, when you heard your child or saw your child.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Vanessa got a natural 20 on the perception.
I thought I saw my son. I think it was my son. He was older, and I have never seen him that age. I left my Al-Sara many years ago, but I felt like it was him.
We, right now, are the only people I think we can trust. And whatever forces are working out there are going to do whatever they can to twist and manipulate us, as they've already done, getting us here.
All right. And I trust you enough to tell you these things, but in future perhaps I will tell you sooner and not keep such strange things to myself. It is best that we all know what we are all seeing and hearing.
Yes, we shouldn't keep secrets from each other. Right now, at least not in the immediate past or future.
I'm kind of like, that sounds like a good idea. She's like,
Let's shake on it.
of course. We are the triad, are we not? And I kind of like smile slightly.
There's a bit of a corner of her mouth that curls up. So far, yes.
There is great power in a triad, especially in this one. And I kind of like give a stretch as I'm kind of walking out of the room with a little swagger.
Kind of shakes her head.
I will kind of sit up, blinking, and just. We're going to try and return to the fort, then.
Yes, we will. How do you feel?
Better, although I am too exhausted to try and do any more magic. Call for any more blessings.
Sorry to hear that. I know that this has been a difficult journey for you.
As I'm kind of like walking up to the food, I'm gonna lift up my sleeve and look at my skin. Does it look visibly different? I kind of like roll back the fur a little bit to look at my skin.
No, I'd say for Boone's word how it is, but for your physiology, I'd say your fur itself feels harder. It's difficult to get to the skin. It almost seems like a bit of a armor over your actual skin, like, but it's all gone very keratin.
Does it feel, I mean, do I feel...
Crystal Hazim unlocked.
Did I feel
for
like
purposes
it
of not getting for purposes of not getting meta in an ongoing campaign in the Demiplanes of Dread, where you're all aware that dark gifts exist, I'm never going to do a gotcha and be like, you thought it was a boon, but so we'll make it so that on the meta your characters are never overtly concerned about these boons, just to avoid it always being a what the fuck. You just feel like the gods favour you for a while.
I don't believe in the gods. Fuck the gods.
You believe that your excellent inspection of those guts have...
My fates.
Yeah, the fates.
Fates are greater than gods, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so I can like walk back and... If it doesn't like necessarily like make on my face and looking like hard spikes, like I'm now like a porcupine, but just kind of like subtle, then I'm not going to try and cover it or anything. Or is it visible over me?
Do you want it to be visible? I'd say whichever you are happier with.
I'd say maybe upon inspection. You know, we're in a bit of a darker area.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fine. Somebody's up in my grill testing my AC, yo. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back down and eating, sleeve up, and carry eating. Kind of just keep admiring on myself every so often, flicking my hard hair. Okay.
I'll step forward and just kind of nod to Hazim. I think I'm ready to try and return.
You look better.
Hopefully, there are no surprises.
You'll be fine. Don't be quite so bold as you normally are. For one that is flighty and has runs as her little tricks, you run straight into the front of things quite often.
I felt panicked at not being able to call on blessings like I usually do. Clearly, getting up in the fight is not for me.
Perhaps at least weighing up your opponent before finding out just exactly what it can do. Caution, my friend. And keep you with us for longer. Like, give her a smile. I'll pass her some food. I'm like kind of like half eating the bread, and I'll just kind of like hand over the rest of the hunk of bread that I've been chewing on, and some root veg that I had as well.
You notice Whisper with your perception as he sort of breaks off this bread and hands it over. There's a very thin layer of dust on it. The bread itself seems very, very fresh, but there's a little bit of dust on it. Vanessa, you still sat at the writing table?
Yes, currently. She's just finishing up some notes in her journal.
Yeah. You're interrupted. You see Whisper and Hazim. Hear them talking in the corridor and sort of gauge where they are. And suddenly, you are kind of lifted a little bit in your chair. You just feel from behind you 2 large, powerful hands wrap themselves around your neck and your throat and begin to crush and lift. Hazim's handing this bread over to Whisper, and you suddenly just hear from the room you just left.
We do?
Yeah, and you see Vanessa slightly lifted out of her chair and just sort of flailing. Vanessa, you can just feel these cold hands just crushing.
Are they
you.
corporeal?
You can't. Well, I imagine you couldn't be able to see. I would imagine.
No, but I'm saying, do they feel corporeal?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can feel the hands.
Do we see anything?
If I
No,
grab back.
you do not. If you
If
grab
I
back,
see that,
yeah,
I will
you can touch them
shift.
absolutely. Okay.
I'm gonna body. The
Can
next, like, try to-
you shift again? Sorry, Whisper.
Yes.
Cool.
Short
Okay.
rest.
Oh, okay. Brilliant. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and body the next to the ground. If there's something kind of like floating, I'm just gonna like try and
Yeah, you
jump on top of her.
you knock the chair over, and you and Vanessa fall to the floor. Vanessa, you can breathe again.
And as she's breathing, I will kind of like quickly get out of her personal space and kind of like scramble off for a little bit. I don't know what that was, but you okay?
Yes, just something.
And
Then she'll look back.
I'm already up, kind of like unwrapping my glaive into the open air.
Can I also look around, just very wide-eyed and alert?
Yeah. You see, hear, smell, nothing. Well, no change, rather. Are you just testing the air? Are you?
Yeah. Oh, I'm like glaive, like cleaving through the air.
Yeah. You give it a good few swings. Don't connect with anything.
I don't know what that was, but perhaps I'll state our welcome. Unless you're curious to stick around and find out more of us.
No, I think we have everything we need here. Let's just get out of this place. And just kind of rubs her neck.
Still feels cold.
Yeah. Yes, let's get out of here. And when she's rubbing her neck, she'll actually turn on her Eldritch Sight to see if she can see anything, or at least ping anything.
You ping nothing beyond the things that have already been. Remind me, the Eldritch Sight is just it's detect magic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not like blind sight
Yeah.
or anything like that. No.
I think it will reveal magical creatures, alright?
It would.
Yeah.
But it does not.
Okay. I'll kind of like glaive out, I'll kind of like nod at Vanessa to kind of like leave the room first. I'm kind of like.
Yeah, she'll Vanessa will
I
look
do
back
not-
and whisper.
Do not see anything, but we should go. Can I open this door on my own? How heavy was it again?
Shifted, I imagine you can.
Okay.
I am, while we're in here, I want to kind of with my blade, I'm just going to cut at this package. I'm presuming it's like kind of like bound by a couple of like longer lengths of rope. I'm gonna cut them off and take like the fabric that it's wrapped in, just so I can carry my head a little bit easier when I get back to it.
Yeah. Where did you put it again?
It's outside of the palisades, behind the column in the water, a little bit.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, I will step around.
No eggs, but the chamber has a good amount of web back in it.
Ooh.
Mainly also funneling up from around the pit.
Ugh.
Like that.
Either walk with fire or walk quickly. Or both. I'm going to look around the upper ceiling and down in the pit.
Maybe a perception check.
So much clicking for nothing.
Can't see it. Can't see anything at all. Looking around.
Can't see anything at all.
No.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna. I say we just bolt down here. Let's just get out of here. I'm hoping we're all gonna move as one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The nest just sticking over there.
I mean, I would
Reading
even
or something.
point to you, Hazim, and just like, should we just slide?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of like running towards it, but kind of like waiting for you folks to slide down. So if I go down first, and if somebody gets stuck up here, then that's bad times. Not too worried about Vanessa because she can spider climb down anyway.
As you are spider sliding down, you just hear a bit of a crumble of rockwork behind you, and you're at the doorway, but you can just see the spider starting to pull itself up. But again, those quick bursts, even though it's huge, and then just stopping, you just
Reset the instance
as it scuttles out. You can see there are a couple of gouges along its side that look fresh. It is unmistakably the same one as before. You can continue bolting and get out the room if you so wish.
Vanessa will shout out, whisper, run.
And so far, it's just
will
stood.
do
It's
so.
just stood on the edge. Those eyes blinking. Not easy to gauge its intent currently,
It's not coming for
but
us.
it is paused at the top.
And that's that. I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't fuck with that.
And then kind of stop and see it stop, and we're kind of like weighing each other up. Do I get? Obviously, I've been around, I've fought stuff. Do I get a sense of like higher intelligence from this thing? I don't know, like nature check maybe.
Yeah, make
Oh.
to make an insight check. Nature
Insight?
would be what you know about them. Insight's trying to get the
Sure.
measure of the creature.
Okay.
Yeah. It is the smartest spider you've ever met. Now,
No.
you can't
Acting
tell.
maybe peculiar, but
Peculiar. It seems to keep adjusting its legs slightly on the web. It's almost like, well, Hazim wouldn't know, but it's almost like a typist. How it's just reaching out and touching, and you get the sense that it's just reaching out across its web network and constantly touching and read to see what changes it can detect in the air. Does she pop back then to go?
kind of like make my way to the front.
Yeah. Save you clicking through this entire place. What's the plan now? Collect the head, climb back up, start to return?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. We
As they emerge from this caves, though, Vanessa will look very sad as she takes off the very nice jacket that she's been wearing, and she will put it into her satchel with the other clothes that she found, the uniform. How long are we gonna have to keep this ruse up? I can't take this. And she just gestures at her the rags that she's been wearing.
If we climb up in the ranks, then I'm sure they'll give you some better uniform.
Perhaps when we finally make it to Benzie, is that it?
I mean, we've not.
There will be a tailor.
I mean, we've not looked to see if there is a tailor in the fort. Maybe there must be somebody that repairs armor, and I'm not saying it would necessarily be the quality that you are accustomed to.
No. I have a certain lifestyle. But as she was taking off the jacket, she does check to see if there's any kind of like tag or name or anything that's either signed to or a maker.
Strahd's got his name written in a label.
Yeah, like a Sharpie, like a child.
There is not.
Okay. Yeah, she'll keep going with the others, sad and cold.
When Azim finishes his bottle, he'll continue moving.
Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know we were still going. I thought you were just like.
Oh yeah, I thought we were paused.
Yeah, I thought we were quick traveling.
You were.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, we're going picking our head up.
God damn it.
Oh, okay.
So.
I don't see it. What do I say?
Rounding the corner, you see in an alcove ahead a pale blue light.
A watchman.
Yeah. Professor New York. Steve Jobs. Yeah. Standing immobile, eyes staring at you all. As you see it, Hazim, I appreciate you may not have been quite so far forward when you noticed it, but you were going fully Chip's challenge. You'd have seen the light as soon as your head was around the corner, even if you didn't have dark vision. You'll see it is standing there as it is in the image, and it just stays there.
And I will kind of like whisper over my shoulder whilst keeping an eye on it. I think we might have found one of the clerics.
Does it look like it's responding to our presence at all?
No. It is still.
But it's looking. But it's looking at us.
as it is in the image.
Yeah.
Just facing in your direction down the corridor.
I'll just carefully with my mage hand, just try to reach out and touch it to see if it's real or like a hologram or something.
Reach out and touch his face.
Yeah.
The hand does meet resistance when it touches it.
Does it look kind of like partly translucent? It looks ghostly, right?
Yes.
Does it respond? Or is it just letting her like paw at its face?
Just poking it in the forehead.
So the hand does feel resistance, but if you were to be looking at the nest, you would see that there is some sort of burning or smouldering effect where the hand meets it. It's touching it, but there's something off about the physicality of the thing.
Perhaps. I mean, I don't necessarily know a whole lot about spirits and ghosts, but that thing or whatever it was that was strangling you in the other room, perhaps we've disturbed whoever these people are or were.
I think that's a fair assumption. I am actually familiar with spirits and things like that to a degree. Does this look like anything that I recognize? Or do I recognize anything like this?
You said you're familiar with what?
Well, I mean, given my my investigator background.
Make me an Arcana check.
Okie doke.
DC 20.
God. Can I take out my magnifying glass and get up at least a foot to it, closer to it?
If you're getting within 5 feet of it.
No.
You can certainly try.
What does inspiration do again? Is that a reroll or just add?
Reroll.
Use my inspiration.
Okay.
So let me go ahead and do that. And anyone want to give me advantage or something?
But yeah, you have,
No,
so you
I
have,
know
you have
nothing about
advantage
spirits, so.
from that.
So I get advantage on the reroll from the inspiration?
No, you just sorry.
No.
I see what you mean. But advantage, but the inspiration let you do a flat reroll.
Okay, gotcha. All right, yeah. No, I rolled like ass.
No, yeah, unfortunately, you do not understand what this is.
Do we want
Seen
to try
spirits
now?
before, but this is not like anything that I've encountered.
Do we want to try and communicate with it, or give it a wide berth?
If it's the thing that just tried to kill me, then I'm hesitant to reach out to it.
Perhaps it thought we were its enemy if we were in Strahd's home.
You all
Goodness.
hear a voice. Each of you only hear it inside your head. You're all aware of it. My voice mod isn't configured properly, but there is a drag to it, like a slight echo to it. It's a very low, almost crystalline sort of quality to the voice, and it just says, "I suggest you all leave, and I require each of you to make me a DC 12 Wisdom saving throw."
Ooh.
Sorry, Intelligence saving throw. My bad.
No.
Natural 20, baby. Get into that.
Can I come up? No.
No, yours doesn't come up as him.
What was that, DC what?
12.
DC 12.
I'll roll my inspiration.
So, okay. Pop that inspiration off.
I hope this doesn't make Whisper's head explode or something.
Like when Bart's telling the
through
story
enough.
as Homer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dirty.
Whisper. It is an excellent idea to leave, and to leave this place right now.
Agreed.
You're
Yeah.
not like in fear or anything. You don't have to sprint, but leave. Leave now.
Don't gotta tell me twice.
Yeah. Vanessa and Hazim, you both feel those tendrils for a moment in your mind. That kind of, you can tell that your will or your intent is trying to be altered, but you become aware of it. And the second you're kind of aware that that's happening, you're able to sort of fortify your mind against it, and it has no effect on you. But you see Whisper looking agitated.
Listen, being, we were actually on our way out without your provocation, but since you insist on...
I'm gonna dash and grab thing as she's trying to kind of walk away.
Since you're trying to invade our minds, would you mind at least introducing yourself?
We should leave.
We will, don't worry, Whisper.
Whisper's already kind of like round the corner. I've kind of like gone after him, like kind of hands on her, and I'm just kind of like hand on the side of her head, like kind of like looking at her. I'm like, it's in your mind. I felt it trying to push into her mind. It's trying to suggest you leave. Not saying it's not a good idea, but we can get answers here. You're safe, okay? Can I try and roll something like a suggestion, a persuasion to try and oppose the things?
I'd say no. She's magically compelled. It would be like
Okay.
a counter suggestion. Otherwise, yeah, fight a bit with Strahd, fight easier. Do so and so. How about you don't? That wouldn't work. Vanessa's reply, was that in her head, or are you calling that out loud?
I'd say she said it out loud.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm not mind controlled, but like I definitely
Yeah.
like am just like, no, we should leave. I do not want to stay here. Which I feel like is only strengthening my real actual feelings.
Yeah, I mean, if I feel like she's trying to run and I don't think she should, and Vanessa clearly isn't, then if I have to try and physically restrain her...
No, I mean, I'm not fighting against you. I do feel like we should get out of here.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna kind of take her and I'm kind of like holding her, trying to, kind of like put her to the wall, so I'm kind of like in between her, like I'm trying to like kind of get her to look at me, and I'm trying to kind of like, impose myself unaggressively, I guess.
And actually, can I amend that? I think since it communicated telepathically, I think Vanessa would be smart enough to try and communicate back telepathically. So I think what she said, she would have said, like, as a thought back to him.
Okay. Yeah. Your thought goes out there.
But as what the others see is just her standing there, just kind of like staring it down.
Well, as you move forward, you're still around the corner from it for me. You're sort of communicating from it without seeing it on my screen, or are you moving up?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't. I would have moved forward. I would have been further ahead. But yeah, she'll stand there, just in the doorway.
Yeah. You get nothing for a moment, and then it is forbidden to enter the master's chambers.
Does just Vanessa hear that, or is it still coming into my head as well?
All of your heads.
And I can see that Whisper's kind of panicking. I'm just kind of like, it's okay. You're fine. We are the Triad, okay?
Idea to stay.
We are the Triad. There is power. You're fine.
The master is Strahd, then, yes?
Master and creator.
Where is he? He hasn't been here in a while.
The master is not currently here. If he were here, you would know. You should not be here.
Again, we are leaving, do not worry, but do you know how to get in touch with him?
When the master is here, he may give me new instructions.
Leave you alone, then.
You have taken an item. You have taken from the master.
What, this? And she'll just pull out the jacket? Like, partially out of the satchel, not all the way, just partially. I don't mind returning it if it's
The item
safe
is,
passage.
and the head like cocks slightly. Magical in nature, a receptacle.
I'm not entirely sure what you're talking about.
You are lying.
Can I make a deception check?
Looking behind
Oh
us.
shit, spell slots right now.
Wait, say, Jack?
No, I was just muttering to myself, I wish I had a spell slot right now. So I can miss
Well,
this stuff away.
while you're thinking of how to respond, and we're sort of having this slight social standoff, we will break for 15. Hopefully I can get my voice mod working. So yeah, we'll be back in 15 minutes. Stay with us. Just getting started, and we will be back very shortly. So we are back. We are in the caverns. We are on the wrong scene. There we go. Yes, I'll unpause the figure telling you, Vanessa, that you are lying.
So there's no way to just try and like get out of this, right? Like, I mean, deception-wise, like, how does it know that I'm lying?
Presumably, I mean, it tilted its head to one. I'm not going to speak out of. I think I know out of character.
Well, I don't.
Yeah.
So, can I lie to it?
Sure.
Can I make a successful deception check?
You make a deception check, and then you tell me what you're saying.
Well, no, I don't want to make a deception check if it's just going to be an empty roll.
Well, it's more you make a deception check
if you're lying.
When you're lying. Yeah. The deception the deception check is not whether it.
Yeah, it's not the persuasion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I should get advantage because I'm hot, but whatever.
I suspect you're not its type.
21.
21. Okay.
What are you saying?
Nah, bitch.
No, bitch.
That ain't
no,
me.
No, I think I brought out the jacket thinking that that's what it was talking about, and when it said no, an item of magical property.
Receptacle.
Receptacle, yes. I'm not entirely sure what you mean. I mean, I do have magical possessions of my own. All we found was ale and these clothes and spiders.
There is a receptacle spell tube. You have it in your satchel.
Sorry, I think you're mistaken.
The eyes glow a little bit more.
Well, we're going to
And I would like you and it, well, I'd like everybody to make, to roll initiative. However, this first exchange is going to be down to who's first off the draw between this and Vanessa. Vanessa's off first. You see the eyes flash on it. You can tell something's about to happen. You get to jump first as you just see this. As you just see this building intent in it to do something. What are you doing?
No smashing.
So dodge is to dodge attacks, right? Disengage is to get out of attacks safely. Is that how I'm?
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? My understanding.
Yeah. Dodge gives things attacking you disadvantage. Disengage lets you move without incurring an attack of opportunity.
Well, I'm far enough away, I think, that I can just... seeing that it's not convinced, I'm going to go ahead and... I'm sorry, so my brain completely went white. So dodge is if it's attack, if it's disadvantage on attacks.
If it has to make an attack roll,
yeah,
then it does it with a disadvantage. However, if it is just a spell or something where you roll a save, then that's not an attack roll. It's if it rolls an attack.
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm just trying to words. I'm just trying to remember the difference between dodge and disengage.
Disengage is for melee combat, but you don't grant an attack opportunity. That's it.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and you see just sort of like Matrix style. She's gonna book it kind of running across the side of the wall. She's going to use her action and bonus action. Get the part out of here. So let me see. Get there. Oh, come now, Cousin Merle.
Cousin Merle.
Why can't I move over there? What's going on here? All right. And then, let's see if I can get over there. I can. Awesome. Fantastic. And then as a free action, can I open the door?
You can, yes. So your companions see you go flying by, yeah. Is that the extent of your turn?
Already open. Do I have a bonus action? I don't think I have a bonus action. No, I don't have a bonus action. So yes, that's it.
Okay.
And I just said to Whisper, looks like we're running. We are getting out after all. And I kind of step to one side.
It just drifts out. You can see
I
it was,
am like ready to move.
yeah, whether it was flying out towards Vanessa already, you can't tell, but it just comes very much the feet just slightly off the floor, and it turns. Thievery will not be tolerated.
I'll get it back for you. That scoundrel.
You are lying. Well, are you intending to go and take it from Vanessa and bring it back?
Oh no, I'm
Truthfully?
being very flippant. I'm being very flippant.
Okay, yeah.
Flippant.
Then it oblivious of flippancy. You are lying, and based on that free speech, it will. Focusing on you, you feel a sudden jolt. If you want, it's almost like vertigo for a moment, and then a sudden jolt sets in around your mind. This should prompt you for a saving throw, Hazim.
Psychic laugh. I'm like, kind of crumble, almost to my knees for a second. Heavy stagger. And I just look to Whisper and get out. I'll be behind you.
We run.
Hazim, it's you.
Is it me? Because Whisper.
Oh yes,
rolled
of
like
course.
higher than a real.
She did.
That's up to the
So yeah,
round now,
back to top of round. Yeah, back to the run. Whisper, it's you.
Okay. If he looks capable of still running, I will run as well. Okay.
You can see my hit points. I'm looking gravy. Does it do anything else other than psychic damage to that thing?
Not in that turn.
Okay.
Were you asking me to tell you its abilities?
No. I wasn't sure what it was like. But and now you are stunned.
Oh, sorry. I thought you like. So has he got any other moves to you?
No. So was it just a
It
psychic
was.
attack?
It was just psychic attack. Yeah. No lingering after effect or anything.
Sure.
Okay. Is that just Whisper? Tell us what you're doing. You're just booking it, are you?
I'm running. I'm running.
Okay. Vanessa, it's you. You get to the doorway, Whisper. You hear maybe a cry out from Hazim behind you, and then suddenly Whisper
And I just point like, keep going.
I'm not arguing with that. I'm getting my ass out of here. So, action to move, and then.
Yeah, great. You burst in a panicked evading this thing. You go barreling through the doorway.
So that's 25 over here.
Yep. As you skid down the steps, you realise you're coming to a dead end. And you see the barrels, but you don't have wine, and you realise you've gone through the wrong doorway. Just in your haste to get away.
Shit. Yeah, she'll run back.
Okay. Yeah.
I will look back. Where are you going?
Wrong door.
The panic this thing pursuing you. Anything else from you?
Basically. No, that's fine.
Okay. Back down to you, Hazim. The eyes glow once more. You are a nuisance. I suggest you head down into the pit behind you.
I mean, I've got a column behind me though, yeah?
Yeah, but there's
he's trying
pit.
to- Sure. He's trying to suggest.
Yeah, I suggest you go down into the pit. Has it prompted you for a DC 12 save?
It has not prompted me.
So again, it isn't a compulsion. You're not gonna have to like throw yourself off to your death, but it is telling you to start climbing.
Sure.
Yeah. So DC 12 intelligence saving throw, please.
Okay. Well, as it starts doing that, and I see that my friends are running away, I drop the polymorph and reveal my true self and go, "It is fine." Okay.
Go on, let's have that in save DC 12.
Could I do with that inspiration roundabout now? and kind of like. Yeah, it seems
No, wait.
appropriate.
I have made a DM mistake. This would not have happened because you succeeded on it last round,
yes.
and that makes you immune for 24 hours. So that would not have happened.
You
So-
gotta re-roll, and it would know, so do something else.
And it would
right?
know. So it would know that it can't penetrate your mind. So it's throwing a psychic lash at you. Yeah, just realised.
Ooh, that's some big old damage, yo. Nice.
Yeah, you feel it again, but you manage to shrug an element of it off. And it will drift back slightly. That's it. Hazim, it's you.
And I look at it. Oh, they didn't really run. And I just look at them and go, it's nice meeting you. And I am going to book it, Dano.
Okay.
With obviously my canine agility.
Oh yeah, you're back at full bottom.
Yeah. So when you move on your turn, you can double your speed until the end of your turn. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And you see that weirdly, it's been a few seconds, but Vanessa has gone into the storeroom for something. And it's emerged from the storeroom.
Okay. 9, 10,
Are you muted,
11,
Vanessa?
12. What?
I think Vanessa's muted, so I'll say something.
Oh, I was just shouting. I went the wrong way.
Yeah, that's gonna that's my move, and then I'm gonna go. Is this difficult terrain, or are we just having it as normal?
It's just a couple of little bit of rock work. This it's fine.
Okay, so 1, and then I'm gonna go 2, 3, 4, 5 with my glaive at the ready here in case anything comes past.
Okay.
Get out!
Okay. Whisper.
Yep, I am just running.
So we will reach a point, unless any of you is Vanessa just getting out as well.
Well, once she remembers the way out, yes, she will be leaving.
So to save just repeated turns of the same thing, it will.
Did Hazim grab the head from this pillar here?
I mean, I will be doing it.
Yeah, he's not got to it yet. It does begin to follow. You see the light a few seconds before it, Hazim. And as it sees you, it just stops.
Sees Vanessa?
Sees you, Hazim. Because
I can't see it.
can't you? I have direct line of sight of you. If I click on
Is
your
it
token,
there?
no, it's one to the left. You can see it, and it can see you on my vision.
False. I can't see it.
Weird.
Oh, let me F5.
Yeah, it is in that tile. Stream view has it, right? Which is the important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if it came into my thingy, then I'm
It is
obviously gonna attack
not. It is
opportunity.
not in your reach.
But it's not in my. It entered. Oh, so it's not next to me. Okay.
No, it's like maybe 15, 20 feet.
Sure, okay, right, now I can see
it is 15 feet away.
Okay.
Yeah, Vanessa. Vanessa is not where she is on the map. She's kept moving, and it will make another psychic lash at you. It's going fairly slowly. It's drifting along, and you would be aware, Hazim, that the pain.
Could it move that
and
far and attack at the same time? Did it have
Yes.
that much movement?
Yes.
Stop this fucking thing.
You would be aware that the pain in your mind is worse each time.
Yeah, it's feeling that way.
It is building.
Oh, I rolled again, but so it rolled and then I prompted again. Okay, so it did succeed. It was
Yes.
auto rolling it for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I think it must have timed out and auto rolled
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you did succeed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is Hazim's turn. Is he gonna go? Is he gonna engage, or are you gonna keep moving the others? If you're all fleeing, we'll make it more narrative.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely bonus action to heal myself up. Nice. I just kind of like give a little bit of a. It's nice meeting you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Picking up my owl head. Like, not leaving the owl head.
So yeah.
I can pick up with free action, then 1, 2. Presuming this is a bit more terrain.
It is, yeah. Remember, the head is a two-handed job, so you're having to stow your glaive. Yeah.
Glaive's on my back.
So we reached a point where it would drift along after you. However, you would, if anyone stuck around to see, you would see that it goes no further than the broken glass.
We've brought some in our pocket! Ah!
Yeah, it just stopped at a point where all the broken glass is. And you were able to make it down the corridor up to the
Got a pool, the rope.
And we just decided to drop certain people. And oh yes, I dragged part of the map with me. Fantastic. I dragged an element of corridor with me. Didn't lock those tokens clearly. Yeah, we're never coming down here again. It's fine.
Or else that's caving in around us. Oh shit!
So yeah, you are able to. There was a rope hanging down, wasn't there? Oh no, didn't you just drop?
I dropped. Luke,
We put a
Whisper,
rope down.
Did you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Whisper tried to swing ungraciously.
Yeah. You are able to ascend the rope. I won't bother loading the owlbear cave just to show you that you're in the owlbear cave.
If we know this thing stops following us, I'm going to kind of like bound up the head so it's kind of like strapped to my back a little bit so I can climb and stuff.
Yeah, you climb up. You're in the owlbear cave. It smells mustier, weirdly, than the deeper cave. Smell of blood and carrion from both your combat and the slaughter of the other owlbears that you know fill the poorly ventilated cavern. Yeah, and you see daylight ahead of, sorry to say it, Whisper, the very early afternoon. The whole day stretching ahead of you.
Yes.
And you are able to head out into the light if you so desire.
Yeah, as soon as we kind of get out of the cave and into the light, I just kind of take a bit of a heavy onto the ground like, okay, a bit of breathing room. How are you feeling?
You all
Close
right?
call.
We really wanted that tube back. I think he must have been speaking to the one that was in the room. Perhaps it was watching everything.
Well, if its attitude about getting that tube is an indication that what we have here is powerful, and I'm glad that we kept it. I don't know what kind of upper hand we might have now, but I think that if nothing else, we're in a better position than we were when we started here.
I agree. I presume that we're not making any of our collection known. I would suggest that we head down the river, cross the bridge further out, maybe bury some of these things where we put the alchemist fire.
Yes, we could do that.
I don't think we want to be bringing back anything that speaks of Draco.
Though that's a wise decision. I think I wonder if it's not a dangerous one. At least, if someone should happen upon what we've buried.
The last thing we need is having our bunks turned over. If they suspect anything and finding things that we have hidden from them.
You see, as she's been prattling on, she's been just like between her thumb and her pointer finger, she's been rubbing the leather of the jacket. she does not want to part with.
You wear fine things well.
Yeah. And she puts it back into her bag and like kind of snaps out of her little daze. So, what do you suggest we bury? The scroll case, the trick tube, rather. Some of these books.
I would say so. I don't know how you are in terms of writing any coded shorthand for your own personal notes.
I practice.
Might be worth us taking note of the things we find here, making notes that make sense only to us, and then destroying them.
Well, maybe not the destruction part. I've been taking notes, and I'm fairly confident that there's no cipher that they'd be able to just to translate how I've been writing them. And besides, there's so many things here I doubt that they even understand. Things like this outer ring, Barovia.
They might not, but someday might. It gets passed to the right person. And the way this has been hidden away, I get the feeling that it is not something that they want folks like us to know about. Until we are indisposable, I would not walk the line so closely where us being around might become a hindrance.
We just need to be able to make sure that if and when we leave the fort, we can take these things with us.
Then I would bury them in the road. We will be passing there whenever we leave, providing we leave alone. If there is somebody in company with us, then we will not be able to collect them. But I do not feel comfortable about taking any of these things into the fort. Even the trick tube. I do not know if anyone there possesses any ability to detect such magics. Not of the normal soldiers, but we saw what the trio from Morfenzi. They seem to have some abilities among them. Perhaps we do not know them all.
I
Do we
agree.
bring... I'm sorry, Whisper.
I agree. I think no one in here can be trusted. And with how they react to my gifts, who knows how they would react to
All it would
items
take,
of magical nature, or
even if they did not identify what the scroll tube was, all it would take is for them to take out the piece of paper and then accidentally put it back in and send it too early. You would.
Yes.
You do not want something as stupid as that to happen.
I certainly don't want that, and I certainly want wherever we had this treasures, this find of ours. We need to make sure that's trick tube, at least, is something that we're able to take with us. I wonder though, this Zombificus omnibus, if that isn't worth sharing with at least Irina.
Perhaps. I do not necessarily think that now is the time. I mean, we there was little that we left in that place. Yes.
Aside from the food stock, yes.
However, there were the spirits. This is going to raise many questions.
Whisper.
I would just caution against sharing any more, at least. I still would like to seek out this camp where that knight supposedly resides. I feel like there are many sides to what's going on here, and we have only ever heard one.
Agree. But I think that in our current condition, we should rest. At least take things a bit easy for the rest of the day. Perhaps tomorrow.
My suggestion would be that we keep the things that we have found, and at some point where another place that we stumble on that seems appropriate where we might find such things, we simply say that we found them there. I would not want to send anybody from Fort Walton to that place to uncover the things that we have found.
I think that we've uncovered the most important things. Anything there they just find is stock. It's food for their pantries. And
It's food for the pantry, but it is also the spirits. The spirits will talk about the master. And there are things left behind that I would not want necessarily falling into their hands. It will ask more questions. And then...
Fair point. We don't want it coming back to us. I wonder if they know anything about this unnaturally.
All of you make me a religion check, please.
I'm surely he's big enough that we all know about who it is.
Not in the current state of D&D.
Yeah, okay.
He's gone, isn't he?
I mean, he is, but I
yeah.
suppose it's still I guess it's a religion role.
No shit about it.
I figure it's more like kind of like knowing about like Norse gods. We know about Norse gods and stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, this is a way to gauge on how much you know. You would have all heard the name Amornatar. You would know it was some sort of god, not popular or not worshipped anymore. Hazim, you've been around a lot. You've met a great deal of many people. You've travelled through some of the older civilized areas of Faerun. You would know that Amornatar shared a lot of the same portfolio as other gods of the sun and the light. You would know that there are conflicting theories. Some say that Amornatar diminished, and as he did, Lathander rose and sort of assumed some of his portfolio. You would know there are a great many people out there who believe that Amornatar is Lathander and is a new cycle. Lathander is like his new cycle or his new form in like a more modern age of worship, as they cover mostly. But Amornatar was more archaic and literary and sort of went into the sort of kind of overlapped with Ogma almost in some ways. It was much more stricter, older doctrine of worship of the light and the sun, whereas Lathander's much more, well, new age.
Ogma is still a prevalent deity in Faerun. Yeah, okay.
I mean, and there's this there's the final note that was scribbled in the book.
By the clerics of Ogma, yeah?
Yeah, well, the book itself... The book itself says to interrogate a monk of Ogma, but that's in Waterdeep. Obviously, it'll get there right now.
Well, no, it seemed like that they had already done that, and the information was that there was an altar in Falcovnia. Is how I read it, at least.
No, I'm wondering if the person who was making this note and had this book came here. I mean, presumably Strahd came to Falcovnia, but wrote these notes before coming to Falcovnia.
Seems likely.
I'll say that in character, yeah.
Yeah, that last response is in character as well.
Oh, great! We're all in character.
Yeah.
I will relay at the mention of Alantar. I'll relay what I know. It is one of the Faerunian gods that has drifted into obscurity. Mentioned it alongside Ogma, who is obviously still well known. There are many believe that the whereabouts of Alantar is broken up into many different factions, many different beliefs. The most typical being that he is perhaps converted or been at least overtaken by Lathander, the Morning Lord. So they say.
The more we speak, the more I go through this, I think if anything, that someone's here has probably already read this book. It seems to be more mythological in nature, talking about blood burning in the sun, and light. Still, we should ask if there are worshippers of this unnaturally. There may be a cult, or have had cultists in their ranks, or something. But yes, I don't think the book itself is of any particular use for them.
What do we know by default of
what's your...
DM?
1 second. First of all, let me just look at something on Vanessa. As Vanessa's saying that, all of you make me a history check, please, with advantage.
All of it?
All of you.
Okay.
Is it to notice that no one gives a crap about gods here?
It was to notice, which Whisper and Vanessa did. Why do all those dice lookers be a rolled advantage as well? Oh, because I said to roll with advantage.
Yeah, you saw the roll.
Yeah. It's going to have been a long day. I'm Minority reporting my excuses for being tired later.
Yeah.
Yes, you recall that Captain August and the others had to have what a god is explained to them.
Yeah.
That's right.
They were unfamiliar with the concept of deities. There is only the guidance of Drakov.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that, so that's my apology. I think Vanessa probably would have remembered, but it's been a long day.
She did. The dice dictated it.
It's true.
You didn't even ask me if I had it written down in my notes.
But they've never heard of deities. I do think that Drakov is controlling she has to be controlling the feed of news, of propaganda. This book here talks about the very thing that they want. They want that weapon against the undead. They want holy light to burn this thing away, this plague away.
Just to check, is this conversation happening in the mouth of the cave, outside the cave, or is you're sort of on your way?
I figured as we're walking.
Yeah, as we're walking down the river, I think.
Yeah.
Keeping out of sight from the fort. We're kind of like walking back towards the river, I guess. But
yeah, you've got the map. It's almost an hour and a half. I think it took you to get in. I think.
Yeah. Why would she want to control this information though? Why? Is it just the ego of a seemingly ancient leader?
The less people know, the less questions people ask, the more that they can be, the more pliable they are. If you want people to not question if there is a better life than this one, then keep as many secrets as you can, right?
Exactly. If your life is filled with just trying to survive and nothing else, then you will be fairly easy to keep in line.
Can you imagine if Drakov knows about deities and gods? And then what would happen if all the people here believed that there was somewhere better when she died?
They don't worship her anymore, they worship them. They worship Amanata. I'm going to keep butchering that name. This is a sad place.
It is a silly place.
This is a silly place.
Let's go
I
forward.
already made that joke in Toy Spirit, so I can't do it again.
Okay.
It is a dangerous place.
Speaking of which, all of you make me a perception check, please.
Yeah.
No.
And who is leading the way? What is the marching order?
I think we're probably casually all walking together, right?
Three abreast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always.
With a head dragging behind us. Yeah.
Yeah. Whisper. Your ears prick. Are you still shifted, by the way? How long does that last? Can't remember.
Oh, only a minute. I
okay.
stopped that for a while.
Your ears just prick up. You know instinctively in that prey fashion, you are being watched.
I will quickly just reach out a hand and touch Hazim lightly on the side of the arm and just kind of crouch down and pause walking.
I will instantly go down and kind of like touch. Much to her dismay, I will kind of like touch Vanessa and kind of like get her to crouch down as well.
Yeah, she'll shoot like this really venomous look towards you, but then realizing and seeing also Whisper ducking down, will relent and just duck down with you all. What is it?
I don't know what the layout here is, but I would definitely be sidling up to a tree, crouching, and just... I am not sure. But there is something out there.
Do you get a sense of where it's coming from? Where it is?
Do I? Or is it just a general sense of being watched?
It's a general sense of being watched.
It
Bushes move. Not in the quivering way of things being in them, like a left to right almost, like it sort of like passes around the area.
There is something watching us.
I will unravel my ribbon, hold my glaive, still crouched down, and well, it won't be the first invisible thing that has showed aggression towards us, but if we cannot see it and cannot fight it, perhaps we should at least be more cautious of what we speak about.
I'm
I'll slow
continuing
stand
to
up.
like just scan around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I
same
seeing
here.
anything?
I'm flashing my
Maybe no perception
Eldritch
check.
eyes too.
Oh, the second the Eldritch Eyes go up, you see a figure above the floor, clearly not touching the floor, twisting, moving through the bushes, circling around your group. You see, once you can pinpoint on where it is, you can see it enough to know that it is not invisible. It has just been obscured. It's been like taken care to be obscured.
Predator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all hear in your head a voice, and it just goes, "Talisman." And I would like everybody to please roll initiative for me.
Oh no.
Did you try to do voice mod then, DM?
No,
Okay.
I just did it in my own voice. I went, "Talisman."
What a professional. Ooh, hello. We can see this person on the map, you know.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
No,
Wow,
but
this isn't... Look at this map! Not seen this for a while. Jeez. I know for a fact there is a +2 glaive in this bush. Remove the canopy. I drew it in. Am I still at 22 thingy? Are we still in 3 hours?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Nice!
You didn't rest. You didn't rest again after that 1 hour. You walked around the corner, had a social interaction, climbed out. You've been talking as you
I
walk.
think I've got a good hour left.
We'll say you got about 12 seconds. yeah, we've got a good hour left.
Don't worry about it. 2 rounds.
Okay, top of a round. It is Whisper. You just see this figure drifting.
I mean,
Oh, and for the benefit of you and the viewers, once you can see it, this is what it looks like.
Moon Knight.
I'm gonna take the dodge action, and like look as if I'm ready to just I'm literally ready to rabbit out of there.
Whee.
And just pass on my turn.
Okay. Vanessa, it's you.
Yeah. I mean, this thing's clearly stalking us, right? And given what I've read about these things wanting talismans, well, I don't know if this is a priest, but I'm like the fact that it just called out a talisman makes her think that it's referring to them, or that they're carrying a talisman. So I don't think that she would be. I definitely think she'd be on the offensive.
Okay.
But I mean, Whisper, you said you want to run.
I mean, I look ready to run.
Always.
I am looking pretty close to like what Whisper's people would call Tharn, where the animal has almost been chased down to the point where like they are just frantic and deer in headlights mode.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking pretty near that.
Yeah,
and I have nothing left other than like melee or my crossbow.
Yeah, okay.
Sacred flame if it'll work against this thing.
Yeah.
Come on, Vanessa, what's it going to be?
I think I'm just going to go ahead and chill touch it. Just kind of as a reaction, not as a mechanical reaction, but just like reacting to this thing becoming visible. So let me go ahead and touch it. Oh, small. Yeah, but that was almost. Oh, still hits that.
Oh my god, where'd it go? Just disappeared from me.
It shouldn't have.
Oh,
I meant
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
So that's 1 point of necrotic damage, but it does have disadvantage on attack rolls against me until the next turn.
Oh, it's landed perfectly back where it was. That's very convenient in the combat order. So wait, has disadvantage on its next attack roll?
Attack rolls against me.
It's you. Okay. Anything else from you?
Chill touch. Oh, is it only against you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I never knew that either.
And then yeah, she'll start to not select herself, but she will move up this tree 15 feet, if possible.
Vanessa's the ultimate fucking troll. Initiates combat, I'm okay because it's disadvantage, and then I'm gonna fuck off, and I'm like, what?
Okay. It's its turn. Question that I need to ask you all, because I was hasty with what I did certain inventories. Who has on their person the arrowhead from the temple in the swamp? I can't remember if it was Vanessa or Hazim. I know one of them pocketed it, but I cannot remember.
I think it's Hazim.
Hey?
Are you sure?
I don't think shit like that. What's an arrow? Why would I want an arrow?
There was a chest inside the swamp
I know
temple
we kept
that
it.
just had I know you kept it.
Oh, it's Vanessa.
It was me then, because Whisper,
It's
you
a little
don't take
loophole.
anything, right?
Okay.
I mean, if we thought it would be useful or needed to study later, I would carry it. But like, I'm not.
I
personally gonna be
don't have
doing
it in
the
my
studying.
inventory. I don't think I have it in my inventory.
I
so.
checked mine and I didn't have anything weird either.
Yeah, I have nothing in mind.
Okay.
I figure anything I pick up like that, I'm always going to give to Vanessa anyway.
Cool. Okay. So,
Here, what do you think of this, Whisper? Can we roll off to see who has it?
Yeah.
I'll take high.
So not only does Vanessa have it, she's got disadvantage on attack, she run away, but I don't want this at the moment.
Yeah, no, I don't want it. I don't know if I want it.
okay. So,
Tough.
Vanessa has it. It's canon. This figure drifts.
Guys, I think this arrowhead might be a talisman. I'm just going to go for a wild guess here.
The figure floats forward. As it does, a blue ripple and aura begins to surround it, and it keeps just undulating in waves of push out from it. As it does, it suddenly zooms up 20 foot into the air, where it remains hovering 20 feet up, and you can still see these just these like waves pushing out from it. It holds a hand out. Vanessa, how high up are you?
15 feet.
15 feet upstream. Okay. Just check something. Yeah, it extends a hand up towards you, and you just feel kind of like you're being pulled towards it. You're holding onto the tree fine, well, it's not going to be fine, but something inside you feels like it's being pulled towards it, more like your energy or your spirit. And disadvantageously misses. This beam comes out and just hits, drags from you. It's like a reverse beam, but you manage to just stomach yourself and it doesn't push out. That is its turn. Hazim, it is you. This thing is floating 20 foot in the air above.
Okay.
Whisper, you're next.
I am gonna go 1. Can I kind of like quickly, just kind of like as a free action, kind of like loosen so the owl head drops off my back?
So you've had that on your back, but your glaive, I mean, carrying the glaive, but you're walking, have you? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can cut that off. It's a real emergency. You can just cut it with the glaive and retie it later. So yeah.
Yeah.
This owlbear head's gonna be mush by the time we get back. It's been dropped so many times.
It was pretty gross anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to see how quick, like, because I don't know whether these trees are just kind of like thick trunks or there's like a bit of climbing room to kind of like.
They're all very thin and willowy.
Yeah.
They look like they're sort of back by the size of a canopy. You'd say they're all like 5 foot diameter trunks.
Okay, climbable.
Yeah.
I want to basically try and climb up 10 feet and then just kind of like do a bit of a jump off with a bit of a.
Yeah.
So I mean, like with my movement and everything, I am able to do that. Do you want me to do an athletics or like an acrobatics if I'm trying to do this as part of my attack anyway?
Is it not already just a disadvantage for leaping attacks? I thought that was a rule.
Well, I mean, I don't know, because once I'm up the tree, it's within 10 feet anyway. So I don't know what it is with a leaping attack. Is that a disadvantage?
I thought a leaping attack was, unless you had some sort of feat.
That sounds like a 4E thing.
Just a quick thing, Harrison. By the way,
Yes.
you might want to move the map to the left.
Yeah.
Stream.
Yeah. For some reason, it stopped focus on individuals. There we go. Perfect. Thank you very much.
If a creature is hovering above the character, can a character try to jump or? I'm just trying to see. I mean, there's jumping rules. I don't think there's anything specific.
We'll look it up for now.
What do you want me to do? Do you want to do disadvantage?
No, because we've done it before. We're going to call it a slight bit of cover. Just put a -2 on it.
Okay. So I'm kind of like scramble.
It would. Would you agree that it makes no? Because you could always hit. Yeah. Okay. Go on. Make your attack.
With a -2.
Goes wide. You just drift slightly.
I'm just kind of like, and then land kind of like underneath it-ish.
Is it a superhero landing, or is it a clumsy one? Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's quite dexterous.
Okay. So yeah, misses. What else in Hazim?
That is. I'm gonna stow the glaive as a bonus effect or something.
Okay. You're gonna stow the glaive. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, Whisper, you're up. Vanessa, you're next.
All right, I see it taking this action, and I will just cast a sacred flame at it. As I begin to run this way.
Can I just, sorry, just in case this ends up affecting what you were going to say, I forgot I need to interrupt with something. Hazim, you leapt towards it to strike it. You would have felt buffeted. Well, say you missed because you just felt the buffeting blows from those blue waves bursting out of it, really kind of to shove you. You get the sense of had you gotten closer, it would have in fact been painful, but it was merely disruptive to you in your leap. Okay, so Whisper, you were saying.
Same thing. I basically seeing it raise up and turn towards. I'm gonna just cast Sacred Flame at it and begin running up this way, away from it, a removed distance.
Okay, yeah, target and cast a spell.
I did.
Oh yeah,
It
so you
failed.
did. Yeah, you see the flames leap up around it. The flash of a moment.
It seemed to have effect.
It did.
Okay, that's it for me.
Okay, Vanessa, it's you.
So, judging by the way, it's completely ignored Hazim. It's just squared on me.
So far, it's only had one action, but so far, yeah, it has.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and since it seemed to work the first time, try again. Go ahead and try to chill touch it again and keep myself safe.
It hits.
Take 4 points of necrotic damage, and it has disadvantage on attacks against me.
Okay. It is the creature's turn. It comes flying towards you.
Like this.
As it does so, first of all, as it flies, it will do the same sort of attempted maneuver on you, which it does disadvantageously,
Mm-hmm.
which misses, and it comes right up to you, and that buffeting force is coming out of it, and you feel it sort of shoving at you for a moment, but it's faster, and it gets up to you. You need to... Where are we? You take 2d6 force damage just from these constant pounding blows coming out from it, for a total of 8, which I will now remove from you myself. Yeah, 8 force damage as it's just thumping into you, and it just remains there, bearing down on you. Hazim, it's you.
Yeah, so from my satchel, I'm going to bring out my light crossbow with my glaive now stored on my back, and I'm going to take a shot at you, boy. And I'm aiming, I'm I presume talking is out of the question. We're doing this, right?
Kill it.
There is, if I was to have a creature, there is no reply from it.
Yeah, it has no mask.
What good is a mouth?
Why am I
Misses.
even here?
Anything else from Hazim?
No, it just cowers and whimpers slightly.
Was Hazim not able to... Is aim a class-specific thing?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Okay, Whisper, it's you.
Is aim
Vanessa, you're
even
next.
anything? Is that even 5e?
Yeah, Halvor was always doing it. Whisper, it's you. Vanessa, you're next.
It was his cunning action.
Ah,
I am Sacred Flaming again.
okay.
Just letting it loose.
It would be... Oh my god, it would be really, really cool if you targeted it while you did it.
I did.
Oh, it didn't come up for ages. It succeeds.
Oh.
It shrugs it off this time. Wise to what you did before.
Okay.
The flames start to
Good
lick
for me.
up and just... The Buffeton force just sputters the flame out before it gets a chance to rise up. Vanessa, it's you.
Yeah. Fudgicles. Does the beam it's shooting out seem like a natural kind of thing that it's able to create, or does it seem like a spell?
You saw none of the usual. You certainly heard no verbal. There seems to be no semantic component other than just reaching a hand out. I would say with your skills and experience, you would assume it's something innate to it as opposed to a spell that was cast.
Very cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and frostbite it, and if it fails, it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll against me,
Okay.
or against anyone actually.
Okay.
Ian, does it have no face or is it wearing a mask?
Vanessa would see, I think, being so
I mean, I was like
up in its
okay,
grill
okay.
now. It doesn't look like a mask. It
Does it look like
fails.
its head is like automaton type thing?
I would say that's getting to too much of an inspection. Given that it very rapidly flew up above and has been above you, and you've been changing your weapon and firing things, closer inspection would be needed to see what's kind of underneath the hood.
Well, while I'm up close and it's still my turn, do I get a sense that this is flesh or?
It does not look like flesh.
Okay.
It looks hard, almost like a
Porcelain or like a?
like booned Hazine fur. No, it looks more like something clay, something between clay and flesh, actually, I suppose.
Okay. But yeah, that is going to be actually, since it has disadvantage on weapon attacks against me, she's gonna slide down 15 feet, and then she's gonna take the rest of her 15 to get closer to her feet.
Okay.
Hello.
And I'll take the attack of opportunity if there is one. It is at disadvantage, though.
You'll take what, sorry?
I said if I will take, if there is an attack of opportunity, I'll take it, but it's at disadvantage.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. It will not. It is its turn. It will, again, make that attack on you. You say the next attack, it's still disadvantage, wasn't it? You managed to land Frostbite.
Yeah.
Do it, yeah.
Yeah.
It hits
Shit.
this time. You feel a part of yourself just draw. Oh, hold on. Wow, yeah, that rolled big. Dragged out. And then the talisman.
What is it? What talisman? What does it look like? Tell us, because we already know our tough character. It's fucking annoying not to
Yeah.
pretend.
Yeah, I'll say that Vanessa almost collapses prone, but it obviously isn't prone, but like almost collapses, knocked back as she's trying to run towards the team, and just like stumbles, looks back at it. What talisman?
Arrow.
Oh, I thought Whisper had that.
How crunchy is this thing looking? Like, is it look injured at all? Or?
Have we hit it yet?
Yeah, a couple of spells have hit it. The robes certainly seem to be damaged. The creature itself seems entirely, well, not entirely, seems very, very fine. You get the sense in how its movements are anyway, but it is something that would not flee. It seems very, very just focused in its purpose and its movements. There seems to be like no deliberation in anything, no sort of like hesitancy in anything to do it. Yeah, Hazine, it is you. You see Vanessa running towards you, and then just almost like when Bruce Banner gets like his soul knocked out of him, the whole like the ancient one doing the soul knockout, it's almost like a reverse that for a moment. As she's running towards you, like dragged out of herself, and then she's collides back in painfully and falls forward. Did Vanessa have something else she was going to say there? Kind of inhaled.
Just a question.
Yes.
Because those chill touches took, I can assume and safely that it's not a construct.
It is not.
Okay, cool. That's all.
Okay. I'm gonna step forward with my bow up, and I'm gonna turn to Vanessa and say, whatever it is you have, give it to me. I'm gonna take a shot at your boy. One second here. Okay, one second, I'm just checking something. Yeah, so light crossbow.
While you all whisper, you're up next to thinking about what Sacred Flame you're going to do.
Well, it all is Vanessa looking like she's gonna hand over her bag or what?
I'd say Vanessa's already rifling. Once Hazim said that she's rifling through a satchel.
Okay. Is there anywhere around here, DM, that looks like there is low enough cover that this figure would have to go lower to the ground to be able to have visibility, or are the canopies all quite high up?
Yeah, they're quite high up, and it's floating, so it could always like just cycle. Yeah, it could stay at the same height and like move away and around. It could easily almost like strafe around to get a shot.
Yeah.
There's bushes over here, which if someone was inside, it would be like blindly shooting at bushes. These ones down.
No,
to the left.
So, yeah, I'm getting more at like if it wanted to get visibility, it'd have to come lower to the ground, because obviously if it's up in the air, I can't use my glaive.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of ways that I can make it get lower to the ground. But if there's no like low tree cover.
No.
Okay. Do we have any way to get this thing to the ground?
Do we have a grab?
No.
Okay, not confident. And I'm gonna drop my crossbow at my feet as a free action, and then draw my. No, I'm gonna keep my glaive undrawn for now. That is me.
Okay. Whisper, it's you.
Jack, across the table, I want to try and come run for your bag, grab it, and dash away. How would that work? Like, if I'm looking at you, how does your bag seem attached to you?
Oh, it's like
Would this idea even seem?
It's like a cross strap.
Satchel.
Yeah. It's like strapped across her chest and hangs. It's like a cross chest, I guess. But yeah, you see her that she's already rifling through, trying to find it.
Kate, then I'm just gonna run halfway to you and say bag, and then look ready to run.
Not bag, yes, and she'll, if I can as a free action, give her the arrowhead.
Yeah, it's just been stored in your bag.
Yeah.
Not your turn, though.
Yeah, she'll slam it into Whisper's palm and then just tell her.
I will grab it from you.
Well, you're kind of in reverse initiative here, aren't you? Because you're
yeah.
to take it out and hand it. So, are you wanting to hold your movement? Are you? Because Vanessa's. So Hazim's expecting that Vanessa's handing it to him, but you're handing it to Whisper, or Whisper's taking it from you on her turn. So clarify to the three of you what.
So essentially, Vanessa's attitude right now is, I don't want this thing on me right now. Whoever's going to take it first, take it from me. So if Whisper wants to take it, that's fine. If Hazim wants to take it, she will give it to him. The reason she was going to give it to Hazim is because she knows that he can probably defend himself a little bit better than she can right now, because she's, in the current stage that she's in, and Whisper is also draining spell slots. So
Yeah, after seeing Vanessa take those that damage, I wanted to come do this, and then I heard Hazim say, give it to me, but then also is engaging in combat, so it's like he's much more in a position to maybe hold or fend off while I dash.
oh, I see that. Yeah, that makes sense. But
So that was my plan in my mind.
Yeah,
I think Vanessa needs to decide quickly who she's giving it to.
She'll give it since Hazima looks preoccupied. She'll give it to Vanessa. She'll give it to Vanessa. She'll give it to Whisper.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna just grab it and dash my full movement.
Okay, so
60 feet in the direction of the fort.
Okay. Vanessa, it's your turn.
Vanessa is going to start following. She'll only move the 30 feet though. And what? Come on. Oh my goodness. Thank you. And then, as she's running, she's going to go ahead and target with another frostbite, so that hopefully it doesn't hit. Actually, no. Fuck. Whisper has it now. She's still going to cast frostbite on it.
Okay.
She might change it pretty quick though. So make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, if you target it and click damage, it should force it, remember? It's taking a second to think about it.
But she's actually going to stay. She's going to stay up closer to.
It failed.
No. Ooh, nice. No, fuck it. She's going to follow Whisper. She doesn't want her to get slammed down.
Okay, so continue to rescue your movement.
Yeah, well, that's my movement right there.
You're facing down on this thing, Hazim. Vanessa and Whisper have sprinted off. The thing just turns and flies. Just flies through the tree line. Just you hear just branches just off it as it goes straight through it. It's 20-foot height. It then moves its hands for a moment mid-flight, and it is going to cast a spell. That should have prompted. There we go. So Vanessa, you feel the spell just sinking in on you. Yes. You failed an 11. Vanessa succeeded on 19.
Oh, okay, but I was gonna use my inspiration that I just had. I clicked on it, but nothing happened.
Let me have a look at the save.
I guess that
Did
just
it already-
toggles it off.
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. When you take, so you can make another wisdom saving throw. DC 15. Yeah, but clicking it just does the toggle. Oh. You feel it sinking over you, but then the excellent description you gave last week comes back to the front of your mind, and you're able just to shake it off, and you are not slowed. Also, now at this point, it's been enough rounds that you just see Hazim as it goes off of the trees. Those blue buffets just get weaker and weaker and smaller, and it rapidly, but still clearly in control, lands down on the floor, well, hovering just above the floor. It has lost its height, and now it is Hazim's turn.
It's on the floor now here.
It's now hovering just above the floor, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no. That's close enough.
Oh yeah,
I run in.
You were thinking there, were you?
Yeah. I run in. I'm gonna glaive. Come on.
Hits.
We like to see.
Oh yeah, it's not concentrating on anything.
Okay. And then I'm gonna use my pommel attack.
Yeah. No, it hasn't been set up still.
Yeah, I know.
17 hits. Thanks, Mom.
So it's bludgeoning damage. One second.
Another 5 damage. Yeah, I'll take it off.
And then I'm going to use action surge go. And then I'm going to do another glaive attack.
Did you not action surge against the giant spider when Wisp was up against the wall? Or is it a short
Get
rest?
it back at a short rest!
It's a short rest.
Got
Crazy.
action surge
I thought-
and second wind. I get everything at a short rest, man. I'm gold.
I always thought action surge was a long rest.
No, action surge and second wind. Yep.
Love to see it.
Yeah, boy. Come
Is that 321?
Yeah.
Yeah, damn.
God, that's gonna be insane, like level 19. Yeah.
I'm running over and like my first one is like a gouge as I see it start coming close to the floor. I'm already kind of like waiting. I'm like, oh yeah. Just come running behind like, just one in the back as it spins around. And like out, pommel across the face and then just like a spin in the end. Just this big gash across its waistline.
As you cut through it, you just see what like chunks of clay, but with blood and flesh underneath, pour and just sloughing off it as you go carving away. Anything else from you? I'm aware of the time, if we can get one more round and if we go fast.
Yeah, there is Vanessa.
Okay, Whisper, it's you. Vanessa, you're next.
I can dash like 4 more times in a row before having to make con checks, or 3 more times in a row. So I am doing
60
just
feet
that.
away again. Okay.
Yep.
Vanessa, it's you.
Yep.
You
Same
see
as
it's
first.
hit the floor. Hazim's gone to town on it. It is blood is pouring from all over it.
Go ahead and frostbite it.
Yep.
And then. Ooh, nice.
Very nice. Let's see
Well,
if it.
if it
Let's see if
doesn't
it.
say
Yeah,
it's
let's see what it says. It fails over 1. It
Yeah,
is.
that's
It
what
is
it's-
looking bad. So, Mary, that was disadvantage on its next attack. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's an attack again from another.
Okay. Anything else from you?
I'm hustling. I'm hoofing. I'm moving. 30 feet. So.
The creature's hands drift and move for a moment, very almost Doctor Strange style, as a blast of green light rises up from its feet, and it casts Long Strider on itself. Now, how does with your glaive? Can you still attack? Or do you move out of your range, Hazim, or is it only when that? So it's about
In or out, baby.
It's about,
in or out.
it's about to try and move away. You hit.
False!
Yeah, you hit it. So it casts a spell. You just see the shimmer of its increased speed, but then gets shut down. You can see, Hazim, this thing is just like it's almost like spasming like, occasionally now and like almost dropping. It cannot move. It will instead. And that Long Strider is an action. It can only do a bonus, which it has not recharged. It just faces you. It turns. It almost looks lost for purpose. Hazim, it's your turn. Unless you miss both these attacks, I think this encounter is over. You've hit it. You've killed it. Tell me how you kill it. There's no way you... Oh, he's rolling it for good measure. You definitely dispatch it. Tell me how... Stop.
Oh my
It's
God.
already
It's
dead.
already dead.
Tell us how you kill it.
So as I've run in, like I've basically run in, hit it, pommeled it, hit it again. It's tried to go away. I've hit it again. So I've basically done 6 like.
I know, yeah.
helicoptered
I
on
know
it.
this has been turned. This feels like just a flurry, this.
Yeah, I just basically as it's like kind of like falling to the ground. I'm just like.
It's been
just
well and
cutting
truly
chunks out of it.
Oberyn. Yeah,
Ask me the question again, DM. When was my first kill?
and yeah, the parts of it just seem to rapidly fall off, and the head almost like remains facing at you as this thing just collapses into just a horrible mishmash pile of like clay and flesh and blood. Several.
Noticing that Hazim is still back there, Vanessa stops. Obviously, she stops at the 30
Yeah.
feet, but then she'll whip around and call out to Whisper to stop.
And given the time, we will address the immediate ramifications of this combat next week. Let me take us to the landing page. So yes, a very, very busy, talkative, lore dumpy, and yet combat heavy episode. thank you very much, players. Thank you very much, viewers. We got our first ever bit donation tonight as well. Thank you, Kohlrabi, from that, buying a boon, which didn't even end up even though it was combat, didn't even end up mattering because of how much damage, how much you're doing there. But yeah, we'll just go around, say who we are, who we played, where we can be found, anything else you want to plug. I was Harrison, the DM. You can catch me in several hours back here for Luca Locke's Harper's Variants. I'm also here on Saturday doing The Joy of Extra Dimensional Space, which is a Candlekeep Mysteries one-shot. And then after that, yeah, back here next week. So, on to Jack. Where can we not find you?
Everywhere and nowhere. I am omnipresent. The Alpha and the Omega. But I'm also Jack. I played Vanessa. You can actually find me on something right now. The latest episode of my home group, Black Project Gaming, just dropped the latest episode of our Impossible Landscapes Delta Green campaign. And it's exciting. It's terrifying. And you should check it out. It's anywhere fine podcasts or broadcast. So there you go.
Thank you very much. On to Luca.
Hi, I'm Luke Locke, and I will be back here in a few hours, 6 p.m. Pacific, to be precise, running Deadlands RPG in our Variants campaign. And that's it for me for the next little while until we're back here.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And finally, Mad.
I am Alex, I'm the Mad Cartographer. The maps that we've been using for the last few sessions have all been mine. If you like my maps, go and check out patreon.com/themadcartographer. If you like Foundry, you can get all our Foundry content through my Patreon by signing up to our All the Things tier. And my Patreon is now 2 years old, so there's 2 years worth of content that you can get. So go and check it out. Patreon.com/themadcartographer. I'm sure there's a banner below that the DM is got a scene set for to load on.
It's just my payslip.
Yeah.
But right, excellent. Thank you very much, everybody. We will be here next week, but until then, Quippy signing offline.